All right, this is Mike Nelson here. I'm in the KQBH studios with a Red Sun. They're my guests today for the Rock and Roll Journey Show that airs every Monday at 6 p.m. on KQBH 101.5 FM. But we're going to be putting this interview also on the Mike Nelson Show, the YouTube channel. So how you guys doing today?
Pretty damn good.
Pretty spicy.
I just woke up, a couple hours ago.
Me too.
Dishes.
I just got up like at 10:30, so you guys actually got here before me, so you guys beat me to the studio. but yeah, so we're going to start off with giving your names, so that way the listeners can know who they're listening to, because on the radio, of course, they're not going to be able to see you. So if everybody we can just go through, whoever wants to start off, give your name and your instrument, and yeah.
My name is Jacob Cuevas, and I play drums.
I'm Jules. I do bass and vocals.
I'm Jason, and I play guitar and backup vocals.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. So those are the three members of a Red Sun. Let me just grab my questions here, a little far away. So in Human Form, that's your debut album, of course. It came out last year, Valentine's Day, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So how was the process of doing that album?
The process was pretty interesting because we recorded the whole record in a span of like 3 days, and we recorded it like overnight. Like we stood up all night and we took one day to record drums, bass, and guitar, and then we took a separate day to record vocals, and like we were like so sleep deprived the whole time, but it was a pretty cool experience. It was interesting.
So did you guys like being in the studio, or was it kind of like a hectic situation? Like you say, you guys didn't get much sleep, but did you like recording the album?
I feel like it was fun.
It was like an experience. If any bands out there feel like recording their own album in like the span of a night over like 4 a.m, 3 a.m, do it.
Yes, Tofu did the same thing.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
And what studio did you guys record this at?
In Jason's living room.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So it sounds pretty professional for being a home recording. Yeah, I thought it was at a real studio. You guys actually did it at home then?
Yeah. Everything was ourselves.
And you guys produced the whole thing yourselves and everything, or did you guys hire somebody?
No, we did everything ourselves.
Wow. So self-produced, you guys recorded it at home. That's pretty awesome for a first album.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So where did the name of the band come from? A Red Sun. How did you guys come up with the name?
So the original name for the band was Iller Faith. That was like the first name. And I remember talking to Jason, because this was before Jacob joined the band. We had a different drummer, and I remember telling Jason that there was so many bands that started with the word "the," like obviously like the Beatles, the Doors, like and like every other band starts with the word "the." And I remember like telling him, what if we started the name with A, like rather than "the"? And we're just like looking around for words to say like this, that. And we looked up, and he was just like, what about like a Red Sun? And we're like, damn, that sounds like an indie band, but let's do it.
There's actually the Red Sun out there too. There's another band called the Red Sun. It's a good thing you guys chose a Red Sun, because you guys would have had that issue. And how did the band form? Or did you guys I know Jacob joined later, but how did the band like start off with the Jules and Jason? How did it start off?
That's actually kind of crazy. So first it was me and Julian. It was his birthday party, and that's when I had first met the first drummer, and we said, should we just like jam out? We jammed. We started a band, but then later on, there was a school teacher walkouts for LAUSD. The teachers wouldn't go to school, and all the students would just like sit around in the cafeteria. So we actually all go to different high schools. I went to his high school for 1 year, but I met this guy called Richard UCAB from Apocalypsis, which is Jacob's other band. So during the teacher walkouts, I was writing a song called Downhill, which is on the album. And I had asked him, like, do you have any shows that my band can join? Like, we haven't played anything, and we just want to start off. And then he said, actually, we're doing a show next week if you guys want to do it. And they were promoting it, and we just hopped on it. We opened the show up. And then as soon as we saw Jacob play drums, we were like, damn, he's amazing. And our drummer at the time wasn't able to play one of the shows, so we asked him to fill in. And he had filled in, and it was just an awesome fit. And it just started kind of swaying that way.
So how long have you guys been playing now? 2 years now? I know the demos came out in 2020. So what year was this when you guys got together?
I think this would be the 4th year, right?
4th year?
The 4th year with Jacob, and the 5th year like just of being a Red Sun.
So you guys, about 2017 is when the band first formed. It's about 5 years now. Oh no, you 4 years with Jacob. So 4 years ago is 2018, right?
Yeah.
I think 2018. Yeah.
2019 actually. I think.
2019?
Yeah, July 2019.
That's when.
Yeah, that's the first show I played with them at Pizza Beer and Wings in Pomona.
Yeah.
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 So it's been about 3 years. You guys, of course, have been doing mainly all LA area shows. You guys, of course, did a little tour with the Auto Ambassador Day. And how was that? Earlier last month, right?
Yeah, that was a like a very surreal experience because we're so used to like playing in the backs of like houses and like really like run down like very like East LA shows, and from playing those shows to like these big name venues like with green rooms and like all sorts of like really professional like in like a really professional environment. It was pretty surreal.
awesome.
Like, the whole-
Was that the first time you guys had ever played in a place like that, or like professional?
All those shows. Like we'd never really played venues other than just like backyard parties, birthday parties. That's what was keeping us going for like a long time.
Wow.
So then just to get like thrown at like the Echo, Venice West, Music Box is a really nice venue.
Yeah, I've been there too.
Yeah,
it's nice.
That was a really nice place.
Yeah, so those are some pretty cool shows. I was at the show for the Echo. I was at the Echo show because, of course,
Nice.
Oh damn.
yeah, because I interviewed Auto Ambassador Day on Sunday, and then Monday I was at the show. So you guys, of course, self-produced the album. Did you guys have to get a record deal to do this album, or did you guys just kind of put it out yourselves? How did the whole like I gotta get an artwork for the album and all that? How did that process happen?
So I do like the majority of all the like artwork in the band. Like I did the like the demo, and I did I designed the album artwork for this one. But in terms of like releasing, Jacob, you want to say more about that?
Yeah, so essentially that character Jason brought up earlier, Richard, we were all trying to just put music out, play shows, and we ended up meeting this other band called the Barflies. And so it was a collective of all of us from like just different high schools. So we had bands, we wanted to play shows, want to put out music, so Mad Magic ended up becoming the entity that we did that under. So all of us are under Mad Magic. We throw shows as Mad Magic, all that kind of stuff. So that's usually how we put out our material, just ourselves on our own label.
Nice, that's cool. So are you guys? What's next for the band? You guys, of course, are really happy, of course, with the debut album. So are you guys happy with the debut album? You think it came out good, or you guys think you guys could have done better?
Production.
I think it could have came out a lot better. I like the songs that we have out, but I obviously think it would have came out a lot better. Like, because it's been so long now, and like we've each learned like so much individually on like how to record, how to produce, how to mix, and now that we have all that information, like we're gonna start working on another record pretty soon, hopefully, and I know that one's gonna be a lot better in terms of songwriting, in terms of like mix and everything around that aspect.
And you guys recorded this album during COVID, right? Because it came out in February of 2021. Or you guys kind of recorded it like COVID was going on still, right? So how was COVID for you guys? Because I know there were some backyard shows going on during that time, but how was the 2 years of basically, shut down? Pretty much LA was shut down for 2 years. How was that?
It was pretty rough. It was pretty rough, like not
hard.
being able to do shows, like,
Yeah.
and nowadays, like most promoting that you do for like if you're an independent artist is from doing shows, and not being able to do that it was kind of tough.
Yeah, 'cause it's not just social media. You
No.
gotta go out there and kind of play
Yeah.
too, meet people and all that.
Pretty
We had just
much.
put out the albums too, so we couldn't even play shows for them.
No, like it wasn't until everything started settling down again that like we could finally go out and promote the album.
And what's next for the band? You mentioned something about recording a new album. What do you have planned for the rest of? You guys have some shows coming up. So you guys have a show tonight and tomorrow, and then a couple weeks from now, right? As well.
Yeah, we have a show tonight at the Black and Gold Bar. That's gonna be a ska show, and then tomorrow we have another show in El Monte.
Sounds of the Streets.
Sounds of the Streets.
Streets.
It's 12 bands.
Yeah, 12 bands.
12.
So that's like a collaboration between our like record label and another record label, Wild Records. And that's the crazy part, because sometimes we have to like set up our own bands and then get off and set up the next band. So that's
So you guys are there pretty much all day.
yeah, like
Yeah.
morning till night. We'll get home at like 8 in the morning sometimes.
Wow. And so what is so of course with that Red Sun, you guys play a little bit of everything. What do you guys characterize yourselves as? What kind of band you like genre wise, or what do you guys?
Chicano hardcore.
Chicano hardcore.
Is that what it is? Your band?
That's what we've dubbed it to be, Chicano hardcore.
And what influences, like what bands can you throw out there that made you guys Chicano hardcore?
That's a pretty crazy question, because even though we all play in this band and we play the music that we do, our influences are very, very different. Like I'm into like a lot of like the Bay Area hardcore, like a lot of like really old like crust punk bands, like black metal, death metal, like stuff like that. Like I love like all the new stuff, even like a lot of metalcore, and like Jacob, he likes like all kinds of different stuff.
I listen to like dub reggae and indie, and then some like just like straight up punk, like Crass. Throw that in there.
Pretty much everything, huh?
Yeah, I'm like oldies and like El Chicano and
Yeah.
suicidal tendencies all the way.
And I'm gonna go through each one of you. Like, I'll start off with Jason. What made you pick up your instrument?
Damn, what made me pick up my instrument? I think my mom just had a guitar she bought from this like a yard sale, and I never really wanted to do it because I was like a teenager. I was like, man, no, my mom wants me to play. I don't want to play because she wants me to play. But then I just like picked it up one day and I learned how to tune it. And when I learned how to tune it, I'm like, this is like satisfying. So then I started going to like Plaza de la Raza. I'm like, do you guys have anybody that can like teach me? And then there was this guy who taught me just like flamenco guitar, and he would just teach me. The only song I can remember is like called Flamingo. Then from there, I just kept like going on YouTube, and I learned all the 50 songs on YouTube that come up when you search up beginner songs to play on guitar. And I learned all of those, and I just kept going from there and going and going.
So you kind of just learn by ear then?
Yeah.
Not by reading music or none of that?
Oh, yeah, no. I'm like numbers, not notes.
Yeah, okay. What about you, Jules? How did you learn your instrument?
Well, I learned guitar first, and because my dad's a guitarist. He's a guitarist and he's a singer. And I remember picking up like one of his guitars and like being like, I'm gonna learn one day. And then I spent like a few years like learning guitar throughout like elementary and middle school. And also like I remember I wanted to be better than Jason at guitar, but obviously that never happened. And then when we formed a Red Sun, originally a Red Sun was comprised of me as the drummer, because I also play drums, and then Jason on guitar. And then when we found our previous drummer, I had to learn how to play bass. So I picked up the bass out of like, well, nobody else is gonna do it, so like
you just
why
did
don't
it.
Yeah, I just did it.
And you kind of learn by ear too, or?
Yeah, it wasn't until like later in my like probably like early high school years that I actually learned how to read music and about theory and stuff like that. But I picked up the bass mainly because I felt like I had to, and now I love it.
Where did you learn to read music? Did you learn at school, or did you were in the school band, or what?
Yeah, I was in the marching band. I played snare.
I was in the marching band too. I played alto saxophone. I've been playing music since I was 5, so I'm a musician too. So you were a drummer then in the.
Yeah, I played marching snare.
Okay, that's cool. What about you, Jacob? How did you learn the drums?
So my dad and my brother are drummers, and there was this drum set that we had, and I remember my brother one time, like I guess he was just having an off day, and he's like, "You can't play the drum set." So when he left, I just like I stole the kit, I set it up, and I was just like teaching myself, and I caught the bug, and that's when I was like 6 years old. So that was pretty fun.
And what about what helped? Like you guys, of course, play Chicano hardcore. That's your genre. But when you guys like first got together, did you guys know you were going to do that, or did you guys did you take time to develop the sound?
No, we like Jason and I played like garage rock for the longest time.
Really?
We played like the White Stripes and Black Keys, like early Black Keys. Like we played stuff like that, and we never thought we would be like playing punk, because we like always listened to it, and we listened to like all this super heavy music, and then we were playing like we wanted to play like Cage the Elephant covers and stuff like that.
I'm not gonna lie though, I kind of like try to manifest it in a way where I would try to like, you guys, what about this riff? And it was just like really fast chords. And then I remember our drummer wasn't really into punk. He was like Queen and AC/DC, like classic rock stuff. But then, then we got Jacob. So then we said, all right, let's go the heavier way. And Julian got into metal. So then we just started writing a lot heavier stuff.
And do you guys rehearse a lot, or do you guys kind of just go out there and play?
No, we hardly rehearse like now, because we're all out of school, and like I live kind of far now, and so we meet up like we only really rehearse when we have to play shows. So like the week before, or like a few days before, or sometimes the day before, or the day of.
You just get together and
We'll get
hash it out.
together. Yeah.
And you guys have, of course, 2 shows this week. And then if you want to promote, when's your next show after this weekend?
So after this weekend, we have Oddfest. That is, it's on July 23rd. It's with Oddfellows, Siren Sam, Los Cucuys, Raccoon Union, Us, A Red Sun, Apocalypsis, Philos, and Spunk. It's in Hacienda Heights, and it's free.
For Wednesdays.
And the Wednesdays, my bad.
Wednesdays.
I'm not wearing my glasses, so I can't see.
The Fantastic Wednesdays.
And people can find your music. I heard your music on Spotify, but where else can they find your music? Is that the only place?
No, you can find it on YouTube, iTunes, and Apple Music. I don't use those, so I'm not sure if like they're the same thing.
You're on SoundCloud.
Yeah, SoundCloud,
Pandora.
Pandora.
Not Bandcamp, right? So they can't download your music yet?
I think they can.
I don't think we have a band.
Yeah, I
we
checked
don't have
Bandcamp. You guys weren't there, so not yet.
No, not yet.
And no CDs yet, or none of that yet.
We have like CDs for ourselves.
Okay. All right.
Burned.
Like the burn CDs,
Yeah,
right?
Burned CD.
Yeah. Okay. And what advice would you give to musicians out there? There's a lot of the last I would say 5 or 6 years. There's been a lot of bands popping up, especially like the East LA and LA area. The rock and metal scene is kind of really taking off. So what advice do you got for those young musicians maybe that are thinking, man, should I do it or not? What do you got to tell to those young people out there?
I would say it's being in this industry and like doing stuff that we do and like the people around us. It's very difficult because you'll get like really tired from like getting home from doing shows, and like you'll get home at like 2-3 in the morning. It definitely is a labor of love. Like there's been times where like the 3 of us have been like, you know what, maybe this isn't for us. And I'm pretty sure everyone around us has had that same like moment where like, oh, maybe like this isn't the right choice. But it is a labor of love, and you do have to like push through with it if you are gonna do it.
Like leave a lot of free time, basically.
Yeah, because like a year ago, I never would have thought that I would be like playing the Echo or the Music Box. Like never. I thought I was just gonna stay in this band and like play backyard shows for the rest of my life. But things are getting better, and things are like starting to move. And I feel like people just have to like push. Like if you really want to do something, just like keep pushing. Like don't stop.
How did you guys end up on that tour with Otto and Bastardane? Did you guys get invited to do that, or how did that happen?
So I've known Ty for a little while now, and yeah, we've just been as Mad Magic. We hosted our first couple shows. The first Mad Magic show was with Feed the Beast, his like hardcore band, and the second one was with Otto. So they got involved with us, and they love what we do here in the neighborhood. So they invited us out there, and yeah, we couldn't be more thankful. It was really great. It was really fun meeting Bastardane too.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Otto and Bastardane. You guys are awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, shout out to them because they were the first ones that came here to the studio. So they were my first guest here on the show. So I wanted to ask you guys, what do you guys like most about playing live? Like, what do you guys like most about it?
I love the adrenaline. There's no when you're up on that stage or on that dirt, there's no kind of pain. There's no sadness. Like each of us suffer one way or another from mental illness, and when you're up on there, all of that goes away. There's no pain. There's no suffering. There's no like, damn, I gotta worry about what I'm gonna eat tomorrow. Like all of that just goes away, and you're in that moment, and life is incredible.
And just to wrap it up, where can people follow you on social media?
People can follow us on Instagram, redsun.band. And do we have Facebook?
We don't have
I think all we have is Instagram and then just our streaming profiles.
Yeah.
That's all we got right now.
At a random house in East LA.
Catch us at shows. That's the best way to find us.
All right. I want to thank you guys for coming to the studio today. Thanks everybody for tuning in.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, thank you
for having us.